Hi dears, today we discuss about or revise our previous chapter microorganism. This is an important chapter and it will helpful for your ninth new chapter why do we fall. Okay, so let's revise what are the topic we learned. So first we discuss about major groups of microorganisms. Major groups are bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae, and viruses. This chapter we give more importance to viruses. Okay, so let's move to viruses. So viruses they reproduce only inside the cells of the host organisms, which may be a bacterium, plant, or animal. Okay, so now we know we face a pandemic situation because of COVID virus. Okay, COVID-19 virus. So we know how this virus attack or how they create this pandemic situation. Yes, because this virus have a unique feature. They cannot reproduce by themselves. Okay, they cannot reproduce by themselves. And they utilize the metabolic system of the host cell and multiply. Okay, so they utilize only the metabolic system of a host cell and multiply. So when it's outside, okay, they can't breathe or they didn't show any kind of living features like viruses can't breathe, they can't reproduce by themselves, they cannot take food, so they didn't use or uh, they didn't use these life processes or didn't show any kind of process life processes. They inactive when they are outside of the host organism, but when they attack any organisms like bacterium, plant, and or animal, what happened? Yes, at that time they started to show what only one process or one life process, multiplication or reproduction. Okay, for this multiplication they utilize what? Yes, the metabolic system of the host cell. Okay, so let's move to the next topic or next important thing, viral reproduction. So the viral reproduction, can you see this picture? Yes, so the virus attaches to the cell. Okay, so the virus attaches to the cell. So what happened? Here you can see the virus, when the virus is entered to the cell, what happened? The third one, virus release the genetic material. That's why they shows the unique character, because the other bacteriums or like bacteria, fungi, algae, or not algae is not infected, I think. So the fungi, bacterium, and other microorganisms, they directly attack the cell. Okay, not the genetic material, but here the virus they directly attack the genetic material. We know in our human beings our genetic material is DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, that we will learn our first chapter, cell. Okay, so this virus release and attack the genetic material. Okay, then what happened? The nucleus replicate viruses genetic material. Okay, so inside that particular cell, they attack the genetic material of the human cell or any plant cell or animal cell. What happened? Yes, they started to replicate and multiply their genetic material like RNA. Examples RNA. Okay, so what happened? The organelles in the cell reconstruct virus. So all this we know, the genetic material or the DNA which control the all activity of the cell. Okay, which is the center of the cell or core substance which helps to control each and every activity. So when this virus attack this particular genetic material, what happen? Yeah, the cell normally they change into or they shows all the characteristics of virus. So what happened? The organelles, yes, in the constructed virus or organelles in cell construct viruses. Okay, so they started to show the all characteristics of the virus, and they started to multiply and increase in the number within very few seconds. So virus breaks out of the cell and they attack the new cells. Okay, this is the viral action. Hmm? So let's move the next slide or important topic, antibiotic. Hmm? So antibiotic, which means we learn our chapters what, yes, they kill or stop the growth of the disease causing microorganisms. Yes, so these are medicines, they kill or stop the growth of the disease causing microorganisms. Okay, they are chemical substance produced by living organisms such as bacteria and fungi, etc., which can leave or stop the growth of some pathogenic microorganisms. Okay. Hmm? So here the antibiotics, these are medicines, hmm, that mainly used for what? Yeah, to stop or kill the growth of disease causing microorganisms. And how we extract these antibiotics? We know these are chemical substance. Yes, these are chemical substance produced by living organisms. Okay, so the antibiotics, they produced by living organisms such as bacteria and fungi. Okay, so that's why which helps to kill or stop the growth of some pathogenic microorganisms. So here's some pathogenic microorganisms. Okay, examples: penicillin, tetracycline, streptomycins. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. What we mean actually about antibiotic. Okay, so this is antibiotic, but nowadays we do not use this antibiotics for our um, viral infections. Why? We use, but it's not effective, because when we use or consume antibiotic, what happened? That affect our cells. Yes, because virus which attack the cell genetic material, and they transform the human or animal or plant genetic material into virus genetic material. So when we consume, what happen? Automatically this virus may change the cells or that host cells into under control of virus, because they changed the genetic material and that infection maybe change the all activity of the cell. So what happen when we consume the antibiotic which may cause or affect the whole cell? Okay, so when the viral infection is heavier or huge or what, it's very bad condition, what happen? Yeah, it may affect our normal particular, yeah, process or biological process or metabolic pathway, because when we consume the antibiotic in viral infection, because they change the genetic materials, that's why we can't control the viral infection like a bacterial or fungal infection because of this unique feature of virus. Okay, is it clear? Okay, let's move to the last topic, vaccines. We know this pandemic situation is effective only for because of the vaccine usage. Yes, so let's learn or revise what do you mean by vaccine. It is a suspension of disease producing microorganisms. It's a suspension. Okay, it is a suspension of disease producing microorganisms which is modified by killing so that the suspension will not cause disease but on entering body initiate immune system to produce antibodies against particular disease. Okay, so the vaccine, which means it's a suspension of disease producing microorganism. Okay, so vaccine which contain dead or weakened virus actually. So let's discuss how this vaccine works. Okay, works in our body. So we know the vaccine is a suspension of disease producing microorganisms. Okay, so weakened or killed microorganisms we injected in our body. So what happened? We know what automatically when a disease carrying microbes enters our body, the body produces antibodies to fight the invader. Okay, so antibodies, which means so any microbes enter to our body will start to what resist that particular microbes. So automatically our body produce antibody against that particular microbes. Okay, and what happened, the body also remember how to fight the microbe if it enter again. Okay, so if dead or weakened microbes are introduced in a healthy body, like it means vaccine. Okay, dead or weakened microbes are introduced in a healthy body, the body fights and kill them by producing suitable antibodies. Okay, if we inject a bacterium, what happen? Our body produce suitable antibody against that bacteria. So if we inject a virus, our body produce suitable antibodies against that particular virus. Okay, so here the antibodies which means our body produced substance, not antibiotics. Okay, antibodies is medicine, antibodies is produced our body to kill particular organisms action. Okay, so antibodies remains in the body and we are protected from the disease causing microbes. This is how a vaccine works. Okay, so these antibodies remain in our blood. So when again the same particular organism attack our body, what happened? Yes, the prepared antibodies can easily affect or easily attack that particular virus, and these antibodies protect our body from the disease causing microbes. Okay, so several diseases including cholera, tuberculosis, smallpox and hepatitis can be prevented by vaccination. Okay, so vaccination is important. So these are the important topics we learned in our last or previous classes. Okay, so you should remember these important topics mm, for your future reference, like your new chapter, why do we fall ill. So these all terms are effective or it useful for your new chapter. Okay, thank you, have a nice day.